Hey, what's going on? I just realized something. Now I see why that thing does that. Listen, welcome to another episode of Marriage in Real Life with Clifton Brantley. This particular episode is going to be, at least for me, uh, well, what do I want to say? What is it going to be for me? Well, I guess it won't be too difficult for me. It may be difficult for you, though. I'm probably going to share some things today that's going to shake your belief, shake your theology about love. But I believe that it's accurate, and this is something I'm gonna be teaching over the next forever, I guess. Um, and I may add to it, give more clarity, but I really do believe what I'm going to share today is one of the reasons, one of the main reasons we struggle in relationships. And yeah. So I was thinking on Thursday. First of all, since this is live, let me shout out to my wife. Today is her birthday. So shout out to Mrs. Brantley. But listen, so on Thursday, I was in the garage after I got off work, and I started thinking about my life. And I started writing, right? So as I'm writing, I discovered something. There are things in my life that I don't know, that I didn't get, things that I did not learn because I was hyper focused on love. I was hyper focused on finding a mate, a wife. And I don't mean, I'm 52, I don't mean in my 30s or my 40s. I'm talking about from high school. And I'm going to talk about that particular journey probably another time, where I talk about, all that I missed out on. Today, I just want to talk about love and the things that I misunderstood about love, because what I realize is that most of you believe the same things. How do I know? Because it's on TV, it's in all of our movies. It is we it's in all of our songs, and I see it every day in my office. And when I'm trying to not convince, but trying to help couples learn how to love and learn how to relate well, as Dr. Rick Marks would say, I realize they don't understand what love is. Now, you've already heard me talk about love languages, right? So love languages is not it. But I don't want this to be. This is actually not gonna be a long episode, so I'm gonna go through these points. So this is a series. This is the beginning of a series, and I just decided that right before I came on, because I'm like, man, but there's so many other things that nobody told me about as far as marriage and love and relationships that I want to share. So today I'm really just talking about love today, just love. There's a lot of other things that we get wrong, and my thing is, if you learn it wrong, you're going to live it wrong. You don't really have a choice, because you can't live what you don't know. And that's why what I'm about to share with you, some of it is going to be a challenge for you, because what you've been believing about love, you've been believing all of your life. And not only that, you probably think that's God's way also. It's not. So let me get right into it, because I didn't write a real intro to my notes. The first thing I want to share is this. Nobody told me that marriage was not about love. I learned that later, right? That's not something that wasn't part of the revelation that I got on Thursday. If you've been following me, you've already heard me say that before. But coming to marriage, I did not know that marriage was not about love. I did a podcast panel type thing a couple of months ago, and we were talking about love, and I was mentioning how love is not a good reason to get married. And somebody in the comments said, "Well, if love is not the reason, then what is the reason?" That's how that is what most people think. Marriage is not about love. I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do something for the men soon, sometime this week, called "How to Choose a Wife." Because here's what I want to tell the fellas, women too, but I'm a man, and so to speak directly to the men, love is not a good reason to get married. Do not choose a wife because you love her, or should I say, don't marry someone just because you love them. You have to know, how do they fit into the plans you have for your life and where you guys are going to go. Because, I've heard Darius say it. Last week, I heard Cameron say it on his podcast. And him, so Cameron and Dr. Darius Daniels, who wrote Relational Intelligence, they said the same thing, which is this: who you choose to marry, who you choose to spend your life with, will determine the course of your life. It will determine your happiness. It will determine, and happiness is, that's just a word I use. But if you're using Bible study last week, you already know that. Who you choose is going to determine, it's going to affect your dreams, your goal. It's going to affect everything. But see, if you're like me, and I know everybody's not like me, she fine, she make me laugh, and I love her, you're going to hurt yourself, right? You need more than that. When you think of the original marriage, the first marriage God created, he didn't create it for love. He said, this is what God said: it's not good for man to be alone. I'm going to create for him a helper. He did not say I'm going to create for him a lover. He said I'm going to create for him a helper. And so in the garden, you don't hear anything about love. Not as far as the husband and wife. Now, Adam does say, this is now bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman because she was taken out of man, right? But it wasn't because of love. And I used to think, and I'm not saying that this part is not true. I don't know if we have a theological basis for it. But, I hear preachers say, well, Adam needed somebody to love. I can see that. But in the context of what real love is, not this romantic stuff we're talking about. But scripture don't say that either way. But what it does say is, I'm going to create for him a helper. So fellas, this podcast, this episode is not for the fellas, but this part is. When you go to choose a wife, you need to choose a wife that has more than a round bottom and wide thighs. You need somebody who, more than they're good in bed. You shouldn't be trying that out anyway before marriage, but I know us, right? So you need to find somebody, choose somebody that can support the dreams you already have. Now, if you're already married, I'm not really talking to you on this part, but here's my point. Marriage is not about love. Marriage is about working together to build something. Something. I'm not going to say what the something is, because it's a plethora of things that you guys can build, right? Family is one of them. But marriage is not about love. And we put too much emphasis, far too much emphasis on love in marriage. Let me go to the second one, because some of these, like the first one I just gave, they may make sense as you put them all together. So here's the second one. Nobody told me. This I did realize Thursday. Nobody told me that spending my life chasing love would cost me so severely. No, nobody told me that. Severely, right? And again, I'm gonna talk about that, all of that focus and stuff that that I was talking about, like what that really is, because I want y'all to know, but not today. But trust me, when you, and the reason I put that one in there is because a lot of people come to marriage and they've been looking for someone to love them all their lives, and then you meet someone and you say, because I've met with folk and they say this. I've never felt like this before. No one has ever made me feel this way. They accepted me when no one else would accept me. It sounds good, but that's actually not a good thing. right? Spending your life looking for love, uh, your husband or your wife is not the answer to that. But the problem is you get married and you think it is. Guess what you're going to do in your marriage? You are going to punish them because they don't know how to love you the way that you think love ought to be. Did you hear what I said? You're going to punish them because they don't know how to love you the way you think love ought to be. You're not going to punish them because they don't love you, but because what you think love is, how they treat you don't look that way. If I had known that chasing love would cost me so severely, I would have learned in my early 30s how to handle money. I'd have learned about investing. Yep. If you're a young man in your 30s, forget love. Focus on building a life for the woman that you want to bring in. Focus on building a life that you can support your children. Focus on building a life so that when it's time for you to leave the planet, you can leave an inheritance for your children's children. Focus on that in your early 30s, right? Because here's the thing. Focusing your life chasing love, when you get to marriage, initially your wife will be, she'd probably be, ecstatic. But when the things you didn't learn, the things you neglected because you were chasing love, when that stuff starts to show up in your life, your wife not going to be happy. And you're not going to be happy because you're going to be like, doggone it, I done spent all my time chasing this, and that wasn't even a real thing. So I wish somebody had told me. Not only told me, I wish I had gotten it. That if you hyper focus on love, the way I did, it's gonna cost you severely. Here's the third one. Becoming a great lover in your eyes may not translate to your partner's understanding. Yeah. Becoming a great lover in your own eyes may not translate to your partner's understanding. I was thinking about that earlier, and it reminded me of a conversation I had with my wife, and this was a while back, about a couple of years ago. And I don't know how we got into the particular discussion, but I was saying how there was a point in my life where I studied women. I I'm laughing at this now. I studied women. I wanted to know, what they like. I remember when I graduated high school and I went to Sam Houston State University. I had, I wasn't dating anybody, but I remember making a conscious decision. I'm going to the gym every day and I'm hooping and I'm hanging out with the fellas, but then in the evening I'm hanging out with ladies, like the choir and stuff. And I made a conscious decision, and I can't remember the context of the decision. I think it was a moment, and it may have been just a moment for me. I'm not saying anyone else that was in the room was participating in this particular moment, but I made a choice between the girl and the guy. As far as, well, probably several guys, several girls. We was probably hanging out in somebody's dorm. But here's the decision I made. I'm heterosexual. I love women. Because I'm kind of, in my mind, I was thinking, I'm kind of awkward, right? I want homeboys. But if I got to choose between the two, I'd rather be close to women than men. So I made a conscious decision to be a man, but whenever there was a time to choose sides or whatever, I probably was going to be on the female side. I'm giving you an umbrella, right? If you want to fill in the blank and make it something crazy, that's on you. I don't really care. But I'm gonna be with the women. So I learned then how to be the best friend for women. I learned that they didn't like men who did not express themselves. So guess what I did? In my early 20s, I learned how to communicate. Why? Because women like that, right? And I did a whole lot of things that as I'm learning, women like. So I had a lot of female friends, right? Because I'm learning from them so I can be the greatest lover. And so I was telling my wife how, I studied women. I did all these things. And then my thing coming out. And then Cause I got a camera right here. Uh, and then it wasn't funny in the moment, but when I think about it now, it's funny. Baby, I've studied women. She was like, well, what did you study? As if to say, what it don't seem like you studied anybody here. I'm a female, and what you talking about? Right. So um, I didn't know that becoming great in your own eyes as a lover may not translate to your partner's understanding. I get it now. I'm gonna talk a little bit about love and why that is. But I figured if I know how to communicate, I'm intelligent, right? I look good. I'm not bad looking, huh? I'm not bad looking, and like, I'm spiritual. I love God. I'm some other stuff, but that stuff didn't translate to my wife being um like my fantasy, like following me around like a little puppy dog. That's a good way to put that. No, this ain't gonna stay in because it's gonna distract me and it's gonna distract y'all. So I don't want that. So we're just gonna push it down so y'all can't see it. How about that? It's distracting me if it ain't distracting you. But yeah, so no, she don't follow me around like a little puppy dog. All of the fantasies about love and marriage that I had in my head, once I got here, poof pow. And I'm like, what in the world? Nobody told me. Nobody told me. And the reason I'm telling you is so you won't be able to say nobody told me. Here's number 4. Love. Nobody told me that love was not about romance and making your woman feel good. That's all I studied. Romance and making her feel good, making her smile, buy flowers and, things. So it's the reason why me and my wife had another conversation. This, again, was years ago. We was talking about, I don't know if we were talking about Valentine's Day or romance or whatever. And I realized I myself had gotten to the place where I ran out of stuff to do. I don't have no more, like, I've already bought flowers. I've already gotten cards. And the reason I'm saying that is because I always wanted to, I thought that I was super creative and coming up with new ways to show my love. That ran out real quick when you are with somebody 24/7, right? I didn't know love wasn't about romance. I didn't know that love was not about making somebody feel good. And that's probably where you are stuck right now. Now, you may not know you're stuck. But if you believe that love and romance are one and the same, you are stuck. And if you live in America, more than likely that's your reality. Because again, it's promoted everywhere. But making your partner feel good does not mean that you love them. Before I go deeper into that, let me give you number 5, and then we're going to talk about love a little bit, right? Nobody told me, number 5, nobody told me that my love, the love that I have, it's about me, but it is not for me. Now, that one may take you a little while, right? Your love is about you, but it is not for you. What do I mean by that? The love that you have, you're supposed to give it away. But you're not supposed to give it away for your benefit. Like, you don't love your husband or your wife so they'll love you back. You don't do things for them so they'll do it back. That's not how it works, right? But I didn't know that. So just like most of you, I was loving my wife in hopes that she would love me back. Now, here's the thing. I was not consciously thinking, I'm doing this so she'll do it back. No. It was just when you love your mate and you have this kind of, where you believe love is for you and you believe love is about feeling good, you love, but you just have a hidden expectation that they're going to love you back. And watch this, they're going to love you in a certain way to make you feel a certain way. That's where we mess up. But my love is about me. It's just not for me. Let me tell you what that means, because this is the biggest revelation that I've had in a minute. This particular revelation floored me. This revelation has made it difficult for me all weekend in my head, right? Here's what I mean when I say my love is about me. So, and your love is about you. It's just not for you. But let me tell you what I mean. So let's go with your partner. Whoever you're married to, your partner. Why do they drive their car the way they do? Why do they eat food the way they do? Why do they process information the way they do? Why does your partner respond to sadness the way they do? Why do they respond to their anger the way they do? Why does your partner respond to their boss the way why does your partner do whatever they do on this planet? That last statement should have gave you a clue to the answer. They do it because it is who they are, including how they love. Now, before you start ignoring me, I'm going to take you to God first. God does not love me because of who I am. God loves me based on who he is. And because he is who he is, that's why his love looks like it looks. The same is true for you. The same is true for your spouse. Here's what I'm saying. The way that your husband or wife loves you is because of who they are. And you chose them. But here's what we do. We choose a mate to love us. But then when they start loving us based on who they are, I don't want that. I need you here. Speak my love language. Take my list of things and speak my love language. In other words, learn to love me the way that makes me feel good. Forget what you normally do. No. I need you to love me this way. So then what you're actually asking your partner to do is to not be authentic. So your partner loves you. Your partner forgives you. Your partner shuts down. Your partner is quiet. All that has nothing to do with you. Now, it makes you upset because you think, like, if they love me, I wrote down a list of things that folk complain about because I ain't want to forget that they think is so they think these things are connected to love. But this is, number one, they're not connected to love. But number two, it's what you want done to you to make you feel a certain way. It has nothing to do with them loving. So he doesn't speak my love language. I said that one. He doesn't ask about my day. She doesn't support me in my business. He doesn't compliment me enough. She is not affectionate enough. He or she never mentions me on social media. These kind of things, folk will attach love weight to, meaning when these things don't happen, the translation is you don't care or you don't love me. That's not love. Your love is about you, but it's not for you. So meaning, if you learn it wrong, if you learn it wrong, you're gonna live it wrong. However you've gone through life, loving people, however you learn how to love, whatever you learn love is, that's how you're going to express it. And watch this. Because some of you know that you're married to someone who don't love themselves. How then do you expect them to love you? So if love is about me, it's about me, my mindset, my beliefs, my insecurities, all of that plays in the factor how I love. And so if that's the case, it's gonna keep, this is a brand new one, and I didn't, anyway. If that's the case, if it's all about, if my love is going to be about me, then when I give it to you, it's about my mindset, my beliefs, and all that, right? So then when I give it to you, it looks how it looks because of me. It ain't because of you. And if I've been doing that all my life, then I get here. But for example, let's say, part of my love is sacrificial giving in the area of, let's say, cooking. It's not a good example, but But my wife then don't care nothing about cooking. She wants me to buy flowers, but I hate flowers, and I don't think that's cool. And so what you guys want people to do is ignore how they want to love you. And as I'm saying this, some of y'all are saying, yeah, why? Okay, just hold on. You want them to ignore how they love you, and then you want to give them a script on what to do for you. All you're doing is telling them how to make you feel good. And I'm not anti feeling good. I like feeling good. I'm a regular human. But that doesn't translate to it being love. Okay? So, my love is not about me. I mean, my love is about me, but it is not for me. Now, let me give you this working definition of love real quick. Right? So, that's the working definition of love that I typically use. Okay? Notice it's action, no feelings in there. Let me tell you what love means. This is what I was working on last night. I sat down and I was like, when people say they love someone, or when they're saying, you're not speaking my love language, or you don't love me, what are they trying to get? I don't know, but let me tell you what love actually means. It means a few things, right? Love means, and if you, I would encourage you to write these down, actually. Love means I care about your well-being. Love means I will protect you. Love means I will encourage you. Love means I will cry when you cry, and I will laugh when you laugh. Love does that. Love means I will sacrifice my comfort for you. Love means I will celebrate you. And last one, love means I will not mistreat you. That's what love means. Right? Now here's what love does not mean. Love does not mean I will make you feel special or anything else. Love does not mean I will make you happy. Love does not mean I will make your life easier. Now, I may make your life easier. I may make you feel some happiness sometimes. I may make you feel good, but that ain't what love does. We're too caught up in the feeling of it, right? So, wisdom says, learn how your partner expresses love so then you can accept that. But that's not what we want to do. You know why? Because we show up to adulthood needing so much. Well, first of all, we've been trained in a culture in America. We've been trained in a culture where how I feel is paramount. It's the most important thing. So then, because I leave childhood and I don't feel love because of how I've been treated, now I need somebody else to love me. Meaning I need somebody, when we say I need somebody to love me, I'm telling you, you're really looking for someone to make you feel good. Because listen, you're not looking for somebody to care about your well-being and to protect you and to encourage you. You are, but that ain't on your list is what I'm saying. You want someone that looks nice. You want someone that smells nice. You want someone that makes a lot of money. You want someone that you can laugh with. Ain't nothing wrong with laughing, right? You want someone that you can go to the movies with. Nothing wrong with going to the movies. But what I'm telling you is, those things, if it's not a sacrifice, it's not really in the category of love. But going back to my fifth point that nobody told me, your love is about you. So, and your partner's love is about them. So when they get angry and they don't want to talk, you think if you love me, you wouldn't shut down. Or if you watch this, if you love me, you would work on it. Says who? I love you like crazy, but I don't feel like working on it. Now what? Does that mean I don't love you? I'm going to talk about this again and a lot because you've married a person who is so flawed and broken that they don't know how to love themselves. You mad because they won't love you. Here's what I believe. It's your job to enjoy your life, not your partner's. They can help, but when your partner is helping you enjoy life, you are doing the bulk of the work. You're doing the heavy lifting. They just come along to help a little bit. But you should be able to enjoy your life by yourself, meaning make your life enjoyable by yourself. Now, why the reason I believe this is difficult for most people, because most folk marry the wrong person. What do I mean by that? You don't marry the person that automatically understands and receives the love that you already have, because we didn't do great searches like that. You chose somebody that made you feel good, and y'all just went with it. And now you're realizing year 3, 4, 5, hey, there's a lot of disconnect. There's a lot of head bumping. There's a lot of, we don't even like each other like that. I don't like the way you do this. And I don't like the way, you never liked it. But you thought that love would conquer all. And here's the thing. It does. But what you thought was love ain't love. Your wife not being affectionate enough with you. So in her childhood, there was no affection. None. So when she learned how to love, affection was never a part of it. But now she gets with you and you beat her up with your words all the time because she don't touch you enough. If you loved me, you would touch me. What? Who? You made that up. That's not written anywhere. And my thing is, you have to stop making people jump through hoops that you created in your mind, because you're not jumping through theirs. That's why they're upset with you. Because there are things that my wife want from me, and things that I want from her. Most of those things, I'm telling you, most of those things do not fall in the category of love. They fall in the category of favors and, I don't know, you can pick something else, but not love. Stop thinking that your partner don't love you because they don't make you feel a certain way. I can't even talk to them. I understand. But why can't you talk to them? It ain't because of you. Because if they was married to someone else, maybe they don't know how to talk when tension is like it is. That ain't got nothing to do with you. Do they need to grow? Perhaps. Or maybe you need to grow to love them, because what you signed up to do was be a lover. Yeah, you signed up to love them. Now you got all these stipulations. I'll love you if you ask me about my day. I'll love you if you respect me. I will love you if you don't talk crazy to me. That's not what you said on the wedding day. As a matter of fact, you said for better or for worse. And so you said when worse shows up, I'm staying. But now that worse is here, you're ready to go. I'm not judging you. I've been there. What I'm saying is, you need a different revelation about what love is. I'm telling you, your partner was not raised or created to know how to love you perfectly. They have their own style of loving, just like they have their own style of driving, their own style of cooking, they think like them. I think like Clifton. I laugh at the stuff that Clifton finds funny. So watch this. I've seen this in my office. A husband, he likes to joke and stuff. Wife don't think his jokes are funny. He's offended by it. Think, man, we can't connect on nothing. And so he thinks that they can't be friends, like they're, she ain't into me because she don't laugh at your jokes. Mm-hmm. Where'd you develop your sense of humor? Okay, now where did she develop hers? Was it at the same place at the same time, at the same womb? No, none of that. So how are you upset? You ain't upset that some of y'all do get upset because they don't drive like you. I don't know why I keep being on driving. I just popped in my head and it stayed. But sometimes, can I just be honest? I'm not going to lie. Sometimes the way my wife processes information drives me crazy. But guess who she processes information like? Her, not me. But what we do in our marriage, we try to get our spouse to think like us. Your partner was created in God's image, not yours. You're constantly trying to conform them to the image of their husband or their wife. You're going to hurt them and you. Because if they give into it, and that's why a lot of folk on the other end, right? I'm trying to make my wife jump through these hoops. She's stressed because she's actually trying to jump through them. When I got this revelation, I was like, they're not going to like this. They are not going to like this. Why? Because I don't. I don't. I want love to be romance like it's always been in my head. So go do something special for me. Make me feel good. Listen, I know you don't want to hear it. It's not your partner's responsibility to make your life great. God gave you the ability to make your life great. He gave you wisdom. He gave you the Holy Spirit. He died on the cross. You have a mind. You can heal. Like it's up to you. He's not gonna do it for you, but he's gonna help you with it. But what if your partner decides I'm gonna stop loving them? Then what you gonna do with your life? Because some of you act like if they don't love me, then I'm not lovable. If they don't forgive me, then I'm not forgiven. If they don't do blah blah blah, then I can't. We are in a bad state. So here's the reality. So let me tell you what I've been doing since Thursday. Since Thursday, everything that my wife has been doing between now and then, because y'all know y'all get on each other's nerves every day. Every day, everybody does. Why? Okay, let me say everybody. Anyway, everything, the things that my wife do that I don't like, that's not like me or whatever. You know what I've been telling myself all day, every day since Thursday? That's who she is. You chose her. You can't be mad because she's being her. Now, she is, and she's not doing anything, like she's not doing nothing harmful. She's not doing nothing crazy. She's not doing anything anti-marriage. She's just being her, which ain't me, which bothers me because I want you to be like I want you to be. Just like you want your partner to be like you want them to be. I'm telling you, you're going to have to release that or you're going to drive yourself crazy. Or they're going to drive themselves crazy trying to hit a moving target. You got to take responsibility for your life. You got to take responsibility for your love. You cannot depend on your partner to love you in a predetermined way that you've already come up with, or some book called The 5 Love Languages told you, you're going, man, listen, you're going to hurt yourself. Okay. So I hope this was helpful for you. I didn't give no intro music. I ain't got no outro music. Maybe I will when I edit it and add it. But my main point is this. Love is not what you think. It's really not. Just think about what I said. God loves me not because of me. He went to the cross because of who he is and what he wanted. He wanted to show his love to me. And so because he wanted to show his love to me, he can only show it the way God shows it. I can only show love the way Clifton shows it. Your wife, your husband can only show love, genuine love the way they show it. And if you won't receive that, then what you're getting from them, it's fake. So now, here's what you can say. I would like this. Like, I would like words of affirmation. They will make me feel good. So then if your partner cares about you and loves you, they can decide to, work on that to try to give that to you. But you can't hold them to a standard and say, hey, you're not speaking words of affirmation to me, so that means you don't love me. So I'm going to go get it from somebody else, and I'm going to cut you off. No, you can't do that. That's called pride. And what's at the root of 100% of divorces? Pride. 100%. Okay? I hope this helps you, but guess what? It's not going to get easier because I'm going to come with another one. I didn't give y'all all of it today. I'm going to come with another one. It's going to be a little deeper. I couldn't go too deep today. I have a habit of giving y'all too much information, but I don't want to floor you just yet, but this may have floored you. It may have. Your love is about you, but it is not for you. It is for the person that you are loving. Yep. And so, let me share this last thing. So then, let me get in my compassionate voice. So then, if you are in a marriage and you are struggling, first look at what is your issue with your partner. Is it you don't like the way they're treating you? Okay, that's good. You don't have to like the way they're treating you. But then ask yourself, are they treating me the way they're treating me because that's how they treat people, or that's how they treat somebody they love, or that's how they treat folk when they're mad, that's how they treat folk when they're not getting their way, that's how they treat folk when they feel empty? I don't know. But you got to figure that out. And learn to love them. When I say love them, let me go back through this list. Learn to care about their well-being, protect them, encourage them, cry and laugh with them, sacrifice for them, celebrate them, and not mistreat them. That's what love is. That's what God did and does for us. Okay? So, all right. I hope this was helpful, and I will see y'all again. I don't know why I always say I see y'all, because I can't see y'all. Y'all can see me. But we're going to catch up next time. All right? Y'all take care.